Gonna finish this bad boy. Lukewarm liquid. Ow.
It's the greatest noise ever, a can cracking.
So good in it. Now let's talk about Adam Sandler movies. The Longest Yard is a somewhat competent Adam Sandler vehicle released in 2005 to lukewarm, middling reviews. And we're not really going to spend much time talking about the film today because it's a remake of a much better film released a few years earlier. There's also a British remake that's better than the American one, but that's just me, because it's more fun to talk about the fact that half the crew thought the set was haunted.
So we've both seen The Longest Yard, but we'll explain it for the audience.
Yes, and there are 3 versions of the film, as far as I'm aware. There's the original, released in, I think, the 1960s with Burt Reynolds. There was an American remake in 2005, also starring Burt Reynolds in like a cameo, but starring Adam Sandler. That's like more comedy orientated. And then there's a British remake of it that I say is superior.
Oh, yeah.
And the basic plot of the film is that an ex-NFL superstar inexplicably played in the 2005 remake by Adam fucking Sandler. You know, the most physically imposing male specimen in cinema, I would argue. And via various shenanigans, they end up playing on a football team comprised of prison inmates to train against the guards. And the British version is basically the same, only instead of American football, it's British football or soccer to Americans. And I say it's better, if only for the fact the goalkeeper is Jason Statham in one of his first starring roles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's early days.
And what's the name of his character again?
The Monk.
The Monk. And the character is just completely insane and spends all of his time on screen just doing sick karate moves, doesn't it? And he has like weird mental breaks where he imagines killing the guards via martial arts moves, and then he snaps out of it and he's just in the net and a ball hits him or something. And the American version has like similarly quirky characters which are dialed up to 11. And what's your favourite character from the Rose Gallery Adam Sandler manages to build up?
I think it's a toss-up between Terry Crews, just because he keeps producing cheeseburgers.
I like that. You didn't say the name of the character, you say Terry fucking Crews.
It's Terry
Not
Crews.
Cheeseburger Eddie, Terry fucking Crews. And who else?
Because I'm a wrestling fan, I just love the fact that they've got the great Karl.
Yeah.
Who's 7'4" just to walk around.
But the great Karl can't run, so they have to hide the fact he can barely run by filming him in slow motion, just stumbling slowly towards people. Oh man, that feels so good. It's just wrestlers, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's wrestlers, Adam Sandler and Terry Crews. And that's why that film to me is so baffling, because Adam Sandler, I guess he can play football because he's in the Waterboy, isn't he?
Yeah,
so
and that's kind of like how I visualise this character in prison is the same guy in the Waterboy.
It's just the same guy a few years later. When I've never actually thought of that, and it kind of makes sense. Because just think, the success of being a football champion goes to his head. He gets elocution lessons to go, learn how to speak properly and get rid of that stupid fucking lisp that he had in the movie. And then he gets arrested and learns, goes back to basics.
Do you think The Longest Yard is just Waterboy 2?
It's a secret Waterboy sequel. Every Adam Sandler movie is just the same character. And then when he did that, he went and played golf.
Yeah. Retired to play golf.
Oh man, we created the Adam Sandler cinematic universe. And that's why he always has the same characters in his movies. And that would explain why he always has the same fucking actors in all of his movies. Which, have you ever heard the theory behind that?
No.
It was, I think, Red Letter Media are the ones who brought it to the attention of most people. They said, Adam Sandler's movies cost as much to make as Pacific Rim. I think Grown Ups 1 cost as much to make as Pacific Rim, and it looks shit. And they said, where does all the money go? Oh, it all goes to just Adam Sandler. He pays himself a massive, huge, exorbitant director's fee, and then a starring fee, and then he pays all of his friends who appear in the movie a huge, inflated fee for just, standing around, just doing shit ad-libs. It's oh man, he's fucking doing it. He's greasing those wheels of Hollywood. Damn it, Adam Sandler. Damn it. Longest Yard's alright, though, I guess. I think my favourite thing about The Longest Yard is how many wrestlers he got to appear in that movie. Because it just makes his character look even more unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because his character is absolutely not believable as a former NFL superstar when he's stood next to fucking Goldberg.
Yeah.
A man's 9 foot wide. A man who has to get his doors custom made to look like fucking Doritos. He's just so wide on top. He doesn't look at all imposing stood next to anybody else in that movie, except for maybe the guy who's leading the prison guard team. And I forget the name of the actor, but he's a really good one, which is going to piss me off now. Look, it's something Fincher? Help? Any idea? Prison guard from... No, okay, fuck it.
Then there's Chris Rock as well.
Oh, Chris Rock's in it, but he dies, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's probably his greatest role. It's my favourite film because I can watch Chris Rock just catch fire. It's fantastic. Fucking hate Chris Rock. He's not a good actor. He's not great in any of his fucking movies.
So what's this about the set being haunted?
Well, we can't say for definite whether or not it was haunted, but you might be wondering, like, where was this film filmed? It's set inside a prison, and you'd think it's an Adam Sandler comedy. The guy is known for making everything as cheaply and quickly as possible. You think, surely it's filmed like a soundstage in Los Angeles somewhere with like air conditioning, where he could just go sit in his trailer between takes and just count his money. It's like, no, they actually filmed it on location in the Santa Fe Supermax prison, which for people who don't know was the site of one of the most brutal prison riots in the history of the American prison system. So much so that they literally just built a prison next door to it and shut that one down, which is why Adam Sandler and co were allowed to film in it.
So how brutal was this prison riot?
We try and keep it light here, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. There'll be a Wikipedia link below, so you can go read it, and some gnarly ass shit in it. But I'll just say one fact about it I think sums up what went down. That's that one prison inmate was reportedly tortured so much that his head exploded.
How on earth did his head explode?
They put a blowtorch next to his face and held it until his brain bubbled up and exploded inside his skull.
Jesus.
And there are reportedly still scorch marks on the concrete where you can see where he was blowtorched into the concrete.
It's just the perfect location for Adam Sandler just to be knocking about
that
it.
Sounds like the perfect location for a fucking comedy. And understandably, there are many, many rumours and stories and legends about this place being haunted by the ghosts of the people who were horribly tortured to death or just like brutally murdered or dismembered or killed. And there are reports from people who've been saying you can sometimes hear the wails of the dead or people just screaming in the night. And a lot of the crew were reportedly very uncomfortable about filming there. Bear in mind, this is a fucking comedy where shit like this happens.
Why on earth would they film there?
I actually do not know. Like I said, it's famous as being the site of one of the most brutal prison riots in all of history, and very understandably all of the crew were very uncomfortable filming there because they're filming like a comedy. Like people get hit in the dick in this film, and it's supposed to be like a jokey, feel-good family film about a group of hardened criminals beating the shit out of prison guards, but we'll just ignore that part. But what makes this story amazing is that a lot of the cast didn't want to film there either, and a few of them were reportedly scared of the ghosts. Keep in mind the cast of the film is just a huge bunch of beefy fucking dudes, some of which were wrestlers, who for a job spend their evenings jumping off the top of 20-foot high ladders elbow first onto concrete.
Was there anyone in particular who was like the most scared?
To my knowledge, it's probably Terry Crews, because in an interview he said, "Oh fuck it, there's some bad fucking juju going down on the set. You can feel it in the air. Everybody was on edge, and it's hard to be, in a comedic mood. You don't want to really be in a joking mood when at the back of your mind's like, oh, a guy got blowtorched to death 3 foot away from where I'm stood. You've got to admit that place must be pretty fucking harrowing and dire to bring down Terry Crews, like the ball of energy that is Terry Crews. So what they did, and I'm not making this up, is they brought in a priest before they started filming to bless the set. To excise any demons that might be there, because the crew and the cast were like, I'm not fucking filming here, the ghosts are going to get me.
I can just imagine it like Terry Crews drawing up a contract, go, yeah, I want X amount, but bless that set.
Yeah, he's like written into his rider or something. Like, Mr. Crews would request that you always have like bottled water and fresh fruit in his trailer, also bringing a priest to like excise the set from demons and spooky ghosts. But apparently this wasn't enough for everybody, so in addition to bringing in a priest, they also brought in a minister who blessed the set, and a fucking shaman who performed a ritual to get rid of the spirits. So the set was triple fucking blessed by everyone just to make fucking sure that nobody was getting haunted that day. And I am struggling to think of anybody I know who's that scared of ghosts. They need to be triple blessed. And double blessing, I can understand, but the triple bless is too much, isn't it? It's like triple ply toilet paper or triple stuffed Oreos. Like, adding that extra thing just goes, it's like a triple burger.
Yeah.
Double cheeseburger is fine. A triple cheeseburger, you're taking the piss. That's too much. And it just makes it all the funnier that the guys who are insisting upon it are like 7 foot tall and 9 foot wide.
I can also imagine some bloke just being stood on the sidelines with a bottle of holy water, just
all the
waiting.
That's the water boy, isn't it?
Yeah,
the purest water ever is holy water from a mountain.
And another guy just with salt, just ready to throw.
Is that the greatest power-up in a movie ever? Where he just has the mystical water from a glacier that's always cold, and no one ever comments on the fact he has this magic water, and he drinks it, and it brings him back from the fucking dead. It's like, this is like the elixir of life. This is the shit they drink in Indiana Jones to live forever. And like the Waterboy just has it in his house.
He's just knocking about.
Oh man. What would you mix that with? So if you had like the most magical water ever that could bring you back from anything, what would you? You'd have to put something in it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So, Johnny says like, "Oh yeah, it's just that's some good H2O." So, no man, I want to make sure I'll put like some Ribena in it, just to see. I want to try God Ribena. I want to try the Ribena they serve in the bar in heaven.
You know, you get those like little squirty cordials.
Oh god, that's so awful.
Yeah, just getting like the elixir with a bit of blackcurrant. Just squeeze that in.
Have you ever seen someone? I saw some guy try and do that on a train. And I just saw him pull it out and went, this is not going to go well. And he did it as the train bumped and sprayed it straight down his fucking shirt. It's like, you absolute moron.
And that ain't coming out.
You complete Norman. Why'd you do that one? Oh, can we just appreciate for a moment as well that even some of like the biggest, hugest, most scary and intimidating dudes were scared of ghosts? Because that to me is adorable. And it shows that it doesn't matter how big and tough you are, you can always be scared of a ghost. And I don't believe all that much in ghosts, but I'm sceptical enough where I would not want to take that risk. Like, if I was on that set, I would be along there feeling uneasy at the very least. And have you ever seen those clips of people who like the ghost bro shows?
Yeah.
Where they go and taunt the ghosts? Like, you are the ballsiest motherfuckers on the earth. Like, I think my favourite example of that is Wooly from The Best Friends, where he went to the Akihabara suicide forests. Famous for all the people who've died there. Made famous by Mr. Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And stood in the middle of it saying, any ghosts out there? You's a bitch. That is, what a ballsy man you are to do that. Have I ever told the story of why I'm not as sceptical of ghosts than I have of other phenomenon?
No.
It's a story. This is a true fucking story that happened to my mum. Swears on my fucking life that this is true. So it better be, otherwise I'll drop fucking...
I'm going to say.
I've not died yet, so it must be. And she said, after my grandmother passed away, very unfortunately, my little sister was born. And my mum, when they took my little sister was born prematurely, so she was in the hospital for a month or so. When they took her home for the first time, the lights in the house started going fucking mental. And my mum, just in the emotional state she was in, burst into tears. It's my mum. I know it's my mum. And my sister's dad is trying to reassure her. Says, no, it's fine. She, no, it's my mum. I know it is. I know it's my mum. And all the lights just going absolutely ape shit. It's like she's in a rave or some shit. And my mum's went, Tammy, you're scaring your daughter. And it stopped.
That's crazy.
All the lights stopped and went back on immediately.
Yeah.
And I bet both of them have confirmed that this happened, and there's no reason to lie. Why would you lie about something that stupid? And even though there's a logical, perfectly reasonable explanation, I still in my head, that's fucking... If I was in that room, I would believe just as hard. But because I've only heard about it secondhand, I haven't. And is there anything like that's happened to you?
I had a dream, so my nan passed away last year.
Okay.
And me and Nisha were looking for a game, and we couldn't find it. This is real life.
Yeah.
And that night I had a dream where my nan was saying, go in the back bedroom in the third drawer down. That's what you're looking for.
Okay.
So then I went to my nan and granddad's. I said, while I'm here, I'll have a look. Opened that drawer in the back bedroom and the game was there.
Oh.
And I was just like,
Again, I'm sceptical of the existence of spirits and ghosts, but shit like that always makes me go.
Yeah, it makes you have a think.
And that's why it's perfectly understandable that these huge, big, buff dudes will be scared. Because just, if you heard that story about... Even if you don't believe in ghosts, it's clear some bad shit went down here. And it's probably not just good karma to stand here and make a comedy on ground where this kind of shit happens. So that's why the people who will be out there, no, I don't believe at all. I will stand in this place that everybody on Earth says is haunted as balls. And go, no, ghosts, you's a bitch.
You is a bitch.
You are the ballsiest man on this planet and I respect you for it. So we briefly touched upon spooky-ass ghost stories. So let's stick with the theme. And is there any more freaky... paranormal stuff that's happened to you that you would like to share with the group?
I think the one that really converted me, because I was quite sceptical,
Yes.
was the day that my nan passed away. A bird appeared that we'd never seen before, a little gold crest. And it was at this window, knocking about all day, every day, till the day she got cremated. And then the moment she was cremated, went home, and that bird's never been seen since. And I just think that was really coincidental.
Just the ghost is just there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man. So I believe there's someone else in the room at the moment who has another ghost story. So you like to share that with the group too?
I was walking in my room once, and my cat was laying on the chair at the time because I'd shut the door trying to keep her in. And I had a dress laying on my bed waiting for me to wear. So I opened my door to get ready, and the dress that I laid on my bed was sitting up at a 90-degree angle. Like someone had picked it up and was like looking at it. And
yeah, I would move. I would move immediately if that happened to me.
And I opened the door and it immediately laid flat back down.
Yeah. So I have had none of these experiences personally, but there's the stories that I've heard from people. And obviously, when it happens to you, that's how it is. It converts you immediately. And the one that I always hear them, I go, I would shit my fucking pants. And the one that's always terrified me is it's the guy from the one earlier. It's my mum's boyfriend at the time. He was telling me when he was a kid, he was asleep in his bed and he heard someone downstairs when he knew no one was in. And what do you do when you're a kid, when you're scared? You pull your quilt up, don't you?
Cry.
That's it. You do both. And he pulled his quilt up and he heard someone walking around downstairs. And he knew nobody was in and he heard his door open and he couldn't move. Obviously, you're too scared. You know what's happening. Yeah. And he said he was lying there and what felt like a straight 10 minutes with nothing happening, no noise, no anything. And then he felt a hand go over the quilt like that and then go away. And then he ripped down the thing to see who the fuck it was. Nobody in the room.
Jesus.
And I said, if that happened to me, I would never sleep alone again. And that's why I'm so glad I have not had these experiences. Because, again, there's many explanations what could happen. It could be in a dream, it could be a nightmare, it could be imagining things, it could be a gust of wind. But when it happens to you, it converts you instantly and nothing will ever tell you that because you felt it.
Yeah.
And I just meant, I would have moved. I don't care if I'm 5 years older when that happens. I'm going to get my little knapsack. I'm leaving that fucker. I'm sleeping in the garden. I'd rather wake up with a fox gnawing on my ball sack than that happen to me ever again.
I can just imagine, that video is going off a little bit, where there's that kid who's doing a wife swap and she confiscates his bacon and he throws the most monumental tantrum. He leaves, he packs a suitcase and leaves because he's not allowed bacon. I can just imagine us as kids,
little Karl.
As soon as that ghost, no suitcase,
it's just not worth it, is it? And I feel like I'm presenting a fucking TV show now because someone else comes to the mic with their own good spooky ghost story. And it's a very own Nisha. So we'd like to share this on with the group too.
So yeah, this isn't exactly a ghost story.
It's just a creepy story that happened to you.
Yeah. Basically, a few months ago, I had sleep paralysis, which I'd never had before.
I had it once as a kid. Once.
It's not nice.
Never again. Never fucking again. What did you see? Did you see the shape? Did you see it?
It happened twice a few months ago. The first time it happened, I thought I saw a black figure at my door.
Yeah, that's the one.
But
it's apparently there is a psychological explanation for it, which doesn't stop it being terrifying when you're a small child or like me, a small baby man.
But when I came to properly, it was like my black hoodie. So I just
it's always something like that. Yeah.
But the second time was the worst because I'd literally just watched some YouTube videos about sleep paralysis.
Oh no!
Fell back to sleep. This was like in the morning, so it was probably like 9 a.m. I fell back to sleep.
That makes you sound such a badass, though. To help me get to sleep, I watch videos about sleep paralysis.
I just woke up early, watched some vids, and fell back to sleep. But yeah, I was half awake, and I closed my eyes and felt myself sit up. But when I opened my eyes, I was lying down, and I kept doing it over and over again. Like close my eyes, force myself to sit up, and I'd open my eyes, I'd not moved. I tried turning over, couldn't move, and then the only way I got out of it was I started wiggling my toes.
Oh, no.
And then I was just like, I'm free.
Because with me, I think it's the thing a lot of people have when I had sleep paralysis once as a kid. I think I was like delirious fever or something. Is you see the black figure in the corner of the room. And I had the worst version of that where the black figure moves towards you as your eyes once again close. So it looks like it's approaching you. It's just like the blackness gets... what I saw is just this giant, huge, shadowy figure just moving towards me as my eyes were shutting. And then I woke, and I just remember like waking up in a cold sweat, like when it's complete daylight, and said, well, that was fun. So I remember I was so scared, I moved my bed to that corner of the room so it couldn't happen again. And I had to have a nightlight for like a year and a half after that.
If you're watching this video at night, good luck sleeping.
Yeah, good luck with that one.